Hello, hello, everybody. How you doing? This is DJ Doc, aka Thomas Howard. Thomas Howard, aka DJ Doc. I'm so glad you're able to meet here with me today on Straight Talk. And I've got a young lady that I saw on Facebook, reached out. I thought it was interesting, her story. And what I like about it is the fact that she has started a business during the pandemic. You know that most of us have talked to people that already had a business and they pivoted or they decided, you know what, I think I'm going to start something. But this young lady has yet to do her first event, but it's coming. Okay. And the big thing I like about this is we're going to get to talk to her and see what inspired her, what made her decide to do and head the direction she's going. So, right now, I want to make sure that you know that the young lady that I'm going to be bringing on, you saw the flyer, right? I put that up. Her name is Nikki Bonslater. Monique is her middle name. You know she got to be fly with a name like that. Well, she is a 27-year-old mother of two, okay, beautiful babies. I've seen pictures. They are gorgeous, all right? She works as a medical assistant and she is a business owner of not one, but two businesses, all right? She is the owner of Business in the Bag and Sage the Unleashed. Everybody, I want you to be happy about the introduction I just gave you and welcome to the show, Nikki. Hey, Nikki, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good.
All right, all right. So I want you to tell us a little bit how long, we want to get to know you a little bit and make sure people understand and know who you are. How long have you been a medical assistant?
So I've been a medical assistant for about 3 years.
Okay. And how do you like it?
It's fun. I like helping people, so it's really nice. I always did patient care, so I can thank my mom for that. She taught me a lot. I used to
Okay,
be
what
her nurse.
gotcha, gotcha. So now with doing that, what inspired you to start your own business?
My two kids.
Ah, tell us more.
Yeah, my two kids. So I at first I didn't have a daughter 8 months ago. I just had her.
Okay.
And then I separated from my ex fiance who just left me high and dry. And then I just realized that I just couldn't live paycheck to paycheck anymore. So I met my business partner, Miss Rebecca. She couldn't be here, unfortunately. Um, I met her about a year ago, and me and her was just throwing out ideas. And then she was like, "We should just create our own business." I was like, "That will be good."
Hmm.
She's a single mother as well.
Okay.
Her children are a lot older than her children are actually my age. She has two sons, and I mean, she's like a mom to me in a way. So we just threw out ideas with each other, and then she was like, "Yeah, we should just create our own business." And then I guess one day I just came up with the name. We should do a business called Business in a Bag, where we host events,
Hmm.
elegant events, and see where it goes.
So now, when you guys were tossing out ideas, what was it that made you think about doing event planning?
I'm not a big social person, but she is. She loves to make people laugh, and I like to put posters and flyers together. So I'm really good and creative with that. She's also creative too. So
Hmm.
I thought hosting parties would be good.
So
And
now,
she also likes to cook too. So
uh, hey, that's it. Be a double threat, most definitely, most definitely. Now, when you looked at doing this, what did you think about as far as clientele? What made you, what type of clients are you looking for?
I'm looking for more of a professional kind of setting. I've been to several events where they didn't turn out the way I'm pretty sure the hoster didn't want them to turn out. So I'm looking for to do elegant events,
Okay.
like weddings or bachelor parties or stuff like that.
And you're also open to working with corporate
Yes, of course,
sponsors
most
and things of that
definitely.
nature. Okay.
Yes.
So this is business in a bag. So tell us a little bit about what you foresee or the vision you have for this company?
So for this vision of this company, we want to actually make opportunities for other single mothers, single families in general, parents who's just struggling to actually, you can do something. You don't have to always have this idea in your head and you just can't get it down on paper. You can't make it happen because you're afraid to take a step.
Hmm.
So we decided, because I don't make a lot of money, so we're going to take what we have and we're going to partner up together and turn it into something so big where we can actually have young people like myself or you know people who want to just invest in hosting parties or whatever they want to do and turn it into something that's bigger than business in a bag. It can be anything. It doesn't have to necessarily be hosting parties. A person can have an idea of doing paintings or selling jewelry, selling clothes, because
Okay.
your business comes in a bag. That's basically why I named it that.
I love that. I love that. And I love the idea that you're talking about, reaching out to other single mothers. Um, I have to say that I'm truly impressed by the fact, you looked at it and said, you know what? I need to do something more, and it's for my kids. You didn't let yourself get down and say, you know what, oh, woe is me. You decided to do something else about that. That's fantastic. And then to think about bringing other single parents into this to do something similar, I think is fantastic. You got yourself a little niche there. I know there's others out there that look at the fact, hey, we got to help. But when you start doing that, that's ideal. That's ideal. Now, tell us a little bit about the second business.
So the second business came about. My son, he's 3 years old and he's so unorganized. He throws his stuff around everywhere.
Hmm.
Like now that he's able to go get his own stuff out the refrigerator and stuff like that, I need to make it. I came up with an idea where I just made it easier to organize stuff. So I was like, my mentor, she actually told me you should be a professional organizer. She saw me organize my fridge one day and she was just like, oh, she's like, that's pretty cute. Where did you get the containers? And I'm like, oh, I got them from Food for Less. She was like, why don't you go out and help families, mothers who's just had babies, organize their homes, and show them how they can get little containers and keep it, organized and stuff like that. And then you can actually expand and bring on other, people who like to be, organizers. Because it doesn't just have to be homes, it could be offices, it could be, anywhere someone is working, a space that they want to be comfortable in and they don't have to worry about organizing because it's already done.
Sounds fantastic, fantastic. And it's interesting when you start to look at the fact that you've created some businesses from things that you've thought about. You saw how some events were, and you're like, you know what, this could be done a little differently. And then with the organizing, sounds fantastic because you've also thought about that and looked at it and said, hey, this is something that can be done. I was speaking the other day, and I was telling someone that the best thing you can do is find something you love and turn that into a business, because doing
Mm-hmm.
that you're going to be passionate about it and you are truly truly going to take it on full speed. That is so good. Now, with doing this during the pandemic, what made you say, I can do this?
I didn't say that at first. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I did not say that at first because I'm looking at my income and I'm looking at what I have to pay for my kids. And I'm gonna tell you, whoever's watching, childcare is brutal. So
Right.
I was I was doubting it. I really was, and that's probably why it took so long for me to actually, get it out there. But
Hmm.
putting it down on paper and when you read it, when you write it down and then you read it, it sounds a lot better because you can have these ideas in your head and you can just be like, they're scrambling up there.
Right.
It's a lot going on up there. But if you write it down on paper, you can achieve anything. So with the
And part
pandemic,
of
I
that,
was afraid. Hmm.
okay, all right, that, that's what people need to hear, because I know I've spoken to a lot of people that are like, this is no time to start a business. I've got bills and things I have to take care of and whatnot. But I always tell people, if you have a 9 to 5 and you're thinking about starting a business, you're
Hmm.
pretty much in a good position because you already have some income coming in. You don't have to say, I'm going to start this business and immediately I need to pay rent. I need to buy food. You know, you can concentrate on trying to streamline and make the business what it needs to be. And you can somewhat take your time, you know. So I always tell people if you have a 9 to 5, you don't have to give that 9 to 5 up. Just get yourself in a position where you can start to make some time to look at the business and then start moving towards that direction. So
That's correct.
what were some of the first steps that you did when you wrote it down and you started to see it on paper?
The steps that I took was managing my income that I already have. So I did cut back on a lot of things that I would, that we all want.
Hmm.
Because if you see some pair of shoes, you're like, I want that. But you got to look at it. If you're if you're going to invest in your own brand, you're going to have to cut back on a lot of things. Um,
Correct.
so I had to do a lot of cutbacks on a lot of things. Um, Makeup was one of them. As you can see, I'm not wearing any today.
You look fantastic.
Um,
Don't worry about that.
uh, Makeup, I cut back. My makeup is expensive, so I don't buy makeup like that. Um, Clothes, shoes. If it's not for my kids, I don't buy it. And if I see something, I go the cheaper route. I am gonna say my Michael Kors purses. I do love. I do love. So it was hard. Um, I did buy a purse. I cheated. I did buy a purse the other day. So it was a Coach bag, but I it was because I deserved it as a mother and just going hard for my kids. But mainly, more importantly, is cutting back on what you really want. Because if you
And
really want your business to work, you got to sacrifice some things.
exactly, that was the key word I was thinking about is sacrifice. And you know, when you really write it down on paper, you're able to envision it better. You know that in the long run, sacrificing now will allow you to do more later, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's always something my wife and I have always done is we've said, okay, we're going to do without this so that we can get that. And I always tell the kids, do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do,
You want to do.
you know? And I think that's a good direction. Now, I will also say, with you doing your day to day work, trying to do the business, dealing with your children,
Mm-hmm.
every once in a while you got to reward yourself. So don't feel bad about that purse. You know, I'm a techie, so every once in a while I'll get myself something for technology, but you have to reward yourself as well, even some of the small goals. And I say that because people that are watching, they're like, well, you know, if I got to sacrifice, what good is this? When you hit a certain particular goal that you're reaching for, reward yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, it doesn't have to be really big. Instead of getting that venti Starbucks, get a small, get a tall,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So those are things, and that's fantastic. Um, I want you to tell us about the first event that you have coming up, okay? And
Oh,
I'm
so
going to
the
put the
first
flyer
event.
up. Yes.
Okay. So the first event is me hosting a business, well, me and my partner Rebecca hosting a it's going to be a social event but also a mixture of all different type of business owners, vendors. We want them to come out and share what they have done with their business, how they achieved their goal,
Hmm.
how they made it through a pandemic, how did they keep their funding going during those times we were on quarantine, because I know a lot of people stopped buying a lot of things because they weren't going places. So I wanted a lot of people, a lot of vendors, business owners to come out and just mingle with us and, enjoy some good food, some good drinks and just, share. And we all just, just tell us about our business and
Right,
see what we can connect and, because it might be an idea that I don't know that I might learn from someone else or just as well as someone who's attending the event.
right. Now, I know they can see it there, but I want you to tell everybody where this is going to be at.
So this is going to be at I forgot what she called it. She called it it's called a, it's a little place we just found in our apartment complex. So it's our little, little place that we rented out. It's
Okay.
next to a it's next to a pool, so you can, when you get done, mingling with the guests, you can go sit by the pool, you know, drink some drinks or mingle. It's a lot of open space.
Good.
It is in Rancho Bernardo, so it is kind of out there a little further if you live out here, the south, because I live out in the south area.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm telling you, it's really beautiful out there. We had a girls' night out there not too long ago. We set out the jacuzzi, so it was pretty nice.
Okay. All right. So I should bring my suit. You're telling me? Is that what I'm hearing?
If you want to take a dip in the pool, I mean, go for it. Go for it.
Hey, we aren't in summer yet. It gets cold. If it gets below 70, I'm having issues. So, um, yeah, I think it's going to be a good thing. And I remember when we were talking about this, just like you said, there are going to be some speakers that you'll have that are going to be talking about business and things of that nature. And I'm happy to say that I'm glad that I was invited to be one of the speakers, and I look forward to it. And I've been telling all sorts of people, you got to come out. Let's support this business first of all, but let's also go out there and learn because I don't care how long you've been in business. I
Hmm.
was just on recording a podcast for Friday, and we were talking about the fact that all of us need to be lifelong learners, you know. And I've also said that your net worth is your network. So, with the people that you network with and so forth, you never know if you're 3 feet away from gold. And a lot of people are always like, oh man, I did not know you did this. Well, I do this. Next thing you know, you've made a connection. So, I think that's a good thing, and people should definitely want to come out to that. And I know it's there, and I'm gonna put this up so they can see it a little better. But it is Business in the Bag after five social mixer, and it's 15640 Bernardo Center Drive in San Diego, up in Rancho Bernardo. Okay. Uh, there's going to be vendors and speakers. You can purchase your tickets on Eventbrite, and it will be April 23rd on a Saturday at 5 p.m. So you want to make sure that you're there because this is something that you don't want to miss. Okay. And one of the things that I think is great as well is I'm going to tell you how you can reach Nikki. Here you can see Nikki Bonslater. Don't forget Miss Monique. All right. Her cell number is there and her email. So if you are looking for someone to handle events for you, give Nikki a call or send her an email. She'll let you know what she's able to do, let you know the pricing and everything else. And let's support her because she has started this during the pandemic. You know, I think it's important for us to work with entrepreneurs, business owners, and make sure that they thrive with something that is in demand. Because right now, what's nice is the fact there are a lot of people that are opening up businesses, event locations, and things of that nature. You don't want to be dealing with that. Let an expert do that for you. Let someone else handle that for you. So, Nikki, I want you to tell us, I want you to leave us with something that tells people why they need to go ahead and start their own business, as well as what it means.
Starting your own business is your own brand, so it's a part of you. So whatever you feel like you're talented in, turn it into something that you love to do. I have many people tell me that they do not love putting on their uniform in the morning and they hate working for another person when they can own something of their own. So if you truly believe in yourself, you could make it happen. And your business is your brand. So if you love your brand and you love whatever talent that you have, use it. You don't let it go to waste because you can actually pass it on. If you have kids, they can take over the family business. It doesn't even have to be big, it can be something small, but it's something that belongs to you. No one can take it from you.
Right. Well, I thank you for being on with us today. Um, I can't wait till later in the month here so that we can be at the event. I think it's going to turn out to be a really nice one. And one of the things we're going to do is we're definitely going to make sure that we get you in touch with some people as well so that they can talk with you regarding business and probably have you down to the university club where we're members. And what I love about that is there are all sorts of business people there. So we like to take
Okay.
individuals there. Like we said, we want you to network, meet new people that you may not have thought about. And we don't mind putting you in touch with some people, okay?
Okay.
All right. So thanks again. You enjoy the rest of your night,
You
and
too.
we'll
Thank
talk with you
you.
soon. All righty. Bye bye.
Good night.
Hey, everybody. I was excited tonight because the whole thing is, like I said, this young lady has started her business during a pandemic. She's a single mother. And what I hear a lot of lately with my speaking, my public speaking, is that I don't have time. I have kids. I have this going on. I have that going on. I work. And what I look at is a lot of those, for some people, are just excuses. You have to get over the fear of starting your own business. You have to get over the fear of failing. You may not come out the gates as quick as you want, but if you continue running, you will get to the finish line. All right? Thank you for joining me here on Straight Talk. I'm DJ Doc. Take care. Peace.